Hey everyone, welcome to your Capricorn Super New Moon reading that's going to be happening on January 2nd of 2022. So first of all, Merry Christmas. These are coming out on Christmas Day, so if you celebrate Christmas, a very Merry Christmas to you. And I'm excited for this reading because I'm going to do a reading for each of the zodiac signs. But first of all, I just want to talk about, it being a new moon is all about a new beginning that's coming about and perfect for a new year, the start of a new year. So we have that new moon energy coming in, but as I mentioned, it's a super new moon as well, which a super moon is, like the Earth, the trajectory of, or the orbit of the moon around the Earth is not like a perfect circle. So like, let's say if this was the Earth, it's more of an oval shape. So when it's close to the Earth and when the full moon happens, it's a super new moon because it is actually closer to the Earth. It's not like significant where it's like, super, super close, but it's closer than it is normal. So it appears bigger than it normally would. That's why it's called super. But it also impacts like the tides and impacts our emotions. Usually moons impact our emotions anyway, but when the orbit is closer to us, it is even more amplified. It's even more influential. So just be aware of that. And of course, this is going to be the Capricorn new moon, which I'm going to talk about the influences of the Capricorn energy around the new moon here in just a moment. But it's also, I wanted to mention that there is this cyclical, like there's always a cycle of a new moon to a full moon, back to a new moon every 28 days or so. But there's also the signs rotate about every 6 months. So like this new moon in Capricorn is the ending of a cycle of when it was in a full moon in Capricorn, which was back on June 22nd of this year. So if you look back in June of the 22nd and see what was going on around that period of time, the endings that start to happen as the light moves away from the full moon to the new moon is the letting go of things. It's the changing of things. So from the last new moon before that up to the June 22nd full moon in Capricorn, there was growing, there was, amplification, forward progression in whatever seeds you planted on that new moon in Capricorn before. And then you get up to the full moon, and then the full moon to the next new moon is about the changes that you make to prepare for this new moon coming up. So if you want to kind of look and see what has been falling away or changing since June 22nd up to this point, that'll also give you an idea on, what's going on there. All these cards are from this deck here too, just in case some people have asked. Moonology Oracle cards. So if you love these, it has a great little book that comes with it that really goes into the influences and some of those things as well. But for the Capricorn new moon, again, it's a time for like this newness that is coming in. The energy is so perfect to set like new goals. And make new concrete plans, even take a step or two towards those plans, especially if it's towards your professional life. And if you're like have something that you're doing as a dream that you're doing on the side, it could even be about how making that your profession, your career, instead of just a hobby and something that you love to do on the side. Because the time is ripe for new, improved work cycles. And so it brings this ambition, this feeling and energy to build, and really a lot of energy to put in a lot of hard work. So it's a good time to like make a list of your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, your intentions for the year ahead. And you can even have like a little mantra that says something like, the harder I work, the more blessed I get. And so this does have a lot of work energy behind it, as far as you feel motivated. You do want to do the work and invest it to get what you want to do. So it's a great time to, put those plans together and make a movement forward. But we're going to dig into each of the individual zodiac signs for more specifics for you. And we're going to jump into that reading right now. All right, all my Aries, this is your reading for the Capricorn super new moon. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Just get the overall energy for the 3 weeks surrounding this super new moon. It'll be the week before and the 2 weeks after. So the week before January 2nd and the 2 weeks after. All right, creators, so for our Aries, what do you want them to know? Okay, boom, boom, boom. And you got the Peace card. Beautiful. And that is the Waning Crescent, card number 28. So let's see what message comes from that here for you. And then, of course, we'll pull some more cards to get some more details. Yeah, peace of mind is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Refuse drama and do not freely engage with people who use drama as a weapon. Stop fighting and allow yourself to rest for a while. When we let what we no longer need go, we make room for peace. And a little affirmation for this is, I choose to create and hold peace. I allow this to ripple out into the world. And the world certainly could use peace if it wants it. It says, we're an anxious bunch, us modern folk. We're constantly stimulated or not stimulated enough, and we find it hard to sleep. Insomnia is at record levels in the Western world. And for some, we self-medicate with food, devices, drama, and work. We seek peace, but we don't know how to go about it particularly well. Peace can begin with a series of decisions we make. For example, we can decide we can't control everything. Shock! The ancient Greek Stoics had a great strategy here, advising a split of your issues into, I can control this, I have no control over this. Think about the most pressing and worrying issues you have right now, or the situations that are giving you the most sleepless nights, then break them down into pieces and place them under the correct heading. Be honest and discerning. So with what you can control and with what you can't. What you'll find is that most of your situations or issues are under the second heading of being out of control. And they advise that the things listed there deserve no more of your attention because they're actually out of your control. Wow! However, the things under I can control this are important, and you must action these to the best of your ability. These are those things you will influence and where you'll glean the most change. While this seems a simple system, I promise you it will give you far less to worry about and instantly more peace. We can be more focused and mindful about what we're doing in real time, and we can place ourselves deliberately in sessions in quiet, beautiful, and peaceful environments. We can learn what for us brings our body rest and peace. We can choose to not do the head miles of worry. Worry is, after all, chewing gum for the mind, not really nutritious in any way, but something to do. I love it. When we let go of what we no longer really need, peace floods in, taking up this old space and healing it. And the companion stone for this is amethyst, if you are into crystals or stones. And that is beautiful. I love that, because it is about realizing what is truly within your control and what is not, and really having that beautiful bucket, 2 buckets that you put things in. We're going to use these Revelations Tarot, and we're going to pull 3 sets of cards. One's going to be the week before the new moon. One will be the week after the new moon, and the other will be 2 weeks after the new moon, bringing us right up to the week before the next full moon. All right, creative. So for our Aries, what do you want them to know about the week before this new moon? What else do you want them to know? Okay, anything else? Okay, I feel like that one there, and then this one here. And then what about the week after the new moon? Okay, there's that one there, that one there, and this one here. And then what about the second week after the new moon? Okay. That one definitely wanted to come out there. Anything else? Okay, and then that one there. All right. And so let's dig in here. So this is the week before the new moon. And you have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is definitely about digging into the unknown, digging into the mysterious, your subconscious. And really, she has the ability, I like how this is talking about getting away from things too. She would, retreat to her temple to connect to that beautiful energy and connect to the above, to her intuition, her gut, to the spiritual realm, to dig into those things that are unknown. And so with this, I really feel this is about taking time out and really connecting to your higher self and to your spiritual support team on the other side, just to understand and get down to the truths of what are those things that are truly within your control. Because I feel like there's this belief, this like deep belief in things that you were conditioned with, where you feel like, well, no, I've been told that this is my fault, or I've been told that this is my responsibility, like, other people's happiness, and, even, you're supposed to be in charge of your children as far as what they think and believe. And you're like, well, I'm trying to control my teenagers. And you're like, good luck, because we all know when we were teenagers, we stopped listening at around 12, 13 years old. And we stopped listening and started watching. And we learned by what we saw people do, not by what they said, because we learned very quickly. People often say, don't do as I do as I say. But we are like, no, I'm going to do as you do. So that's why there's so much doo-doo out there, right? Anyway, it's about getting to the root and understanding what you truly are in control of and what you really aren't, and that awareness and letting go of that control of things you really are out of control of. And then you have, I had the feeling I was going to say that the Nine of Swords was going to come up, because this is known as the Nightmare card or the Insomnia card, which is what this talked about here. And all these swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and you're staying up at night. I mean, these are all the things basically that you feel you're in control of, but they're out of your control. And so you're investing so much energy into like herding cats, trying to control things that you really are not in control of. And so you have all this stress because you feel like you're failing and you're at your wit's end. You don't know what to do. And that's what's keeping you up at night or giving you these nightmares. So it's beautiful because this is awareness of, you're like, oh, okay, you're getting to the root of understanding this. Because the card after this is the Ten of Swords. And usually the person's laying down, face down, in the, on a beach with all the swords stuck in their back because all those expectations betrayed you and disappointed you, and by saying, yeah, you should be able to control everyone else's emotions, and you can't. And so they're laying down, face down, but looking away from us at the sun. They're not dead. They're exhausted from trying to, match and meet all these expectations, but there's new hope coming, and because 10 is the ending and the new beginning, you're almost exhausted and trying to do all this, and that's why this peace and coming to this quietness is going to be such a gift for you. So this is the awareness that's coming before the new moon. Yeah, love it. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is the gift. This is the power that brings you the capital T truths, these things that you learn through the High Priestess. You learn from connecting to the heavenly realms of what you truly are in control of, and how you can turn over your little sheriff's badge of the universe and go, you know what? I can't control all this. I'm giving it back. So, and then the Ace of Swords, in addition to bringing in you these capital T truths, it gives you the power to cut away these small T truths. You know, they served a purpose on purpose for a reason, because you wanted to experience what it might feel like to feel stress, to feel out of control. And it's beautiful because this is what helps free you from this. So I love that it showed up here already for you, because you're already within that week before really realizing your power of choice to what you can cut away out of your life, those beliefs, those things that you're trying to control that are outside your control. Which then you have the new moon, and then we move into the week after, and you have the Night of Pentacles. So the night out of all the 4 nights, this is the slowest night out of the 3. The Pentacles are like your outside world. The other, like, you know, Swords are your thoughts. Cups are your emotions, and Wands are your spark and your ambition and your spiritual energy. All those are inside. So things change like this on the inside. But the outside world has its seasons. Every, winter takes 3 months, summer takes 3 months, spring takes 3 months, fall takes 3 months. There's always this period of time, and things move more slowly on the outside. Now, the night is about change and progression, but they also want you to let you know that this is changing on the inside, and we change from the inside out, so it takes time for it to reach the outside world. So just understand that. Be patient with yourself with how your outside world will not be keeping up with your inner change in your inner world, because it takes a little time for things to seep out of you. Yeah, I love it. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. So you've got 2 aces already within 2 weeks. This is another gift from the universe, from the Creator. This is new opportunities unfolding in your life because of these new changes, where you didn't see a way before because of these all these beliefs were keeping things so narrow that things have to happen within this range. With this new awareness and this cutting away and releasing those things that are outside of your control, you have so much energy that it just opens up your world, where you see opportunities where you didn't see them before because of this kind of blinded you. And so this is definitely, this next week, you're starting to see new ways of doing things, new ways, and this will be in your outside world, new opportunities coming into your life. Yep, and you have death. So you've got death and rebirth. So you are already moving so fast in this. And I'm not surprised, Aries, you're fiery, so you got so much energy that you go on things like that. So this death and rebirth is, you're already taking things that you're identifying here, putting an end to things to make room for these new things. So this is definitely unfolding fast and furious for you, but furious in a good way, because it's like you're dropping all this dead weight, and all this energy you've been investing into a black hole is coming back to you. You already have so much energy, being, the birth of the zodiacs. You're in the very beginning, so you're just heading off right away into that. And then you move into the second week after this new moon, and you have the World. And this is even more extreme than this death card here, with this death and rebirth, because this is ending of major cycles and beginning of new. So this major cycle that's ending, it all has to do with this so much. It's like this dictator feeling, right? Like, and not so much a dictator. I kind of feel like it's almost like you're like that God's little sheriff, that you felt responsible for so much, and that you had to police so much. You had to make sure all this stuff was happening, that when you realize that you could turn this in and you let it go, it does literally create a new world for you. The old world goes away, and this new world just comes in, because you're letting this old way of thinking, this old way of doing things, just stop, and it begins, which is perfect for this new year and for all this new energy as well. Yeah. And 6 of Cups. So cups is the water energy. It's your emotions. And the Six of Cups is kind of known as the nostalgia card. And it's about looking back over your past emotions, and that these transform as well. Because all this that you're learning about here, like all the stuff you were trying to control, you were so stressed about because you had yourself under all these, and you, by golly, if I have to obey all this, so is everyone else. But you're freeing yourself from them. And then it's like these memories come up and you're like, oh, wow. And now I see why they were so upset when I was trying to, suppress them into my, dictatorship. But you're also understanding, I was feeling so bad when I wasn't doing what everyone else wanted me to do too, but that's not my fault. You're realizing a lot of this and releasing and transforming a lot of the judgy memories and emotions you had against yourself and others, and you're freeing yourself from them and you're freeing others from them. And that's part of this new world that you're ending into. So really a beautiful, like this peace that surpasses all understanding. You're going to be like, you're having your own inner world peace. And because you see the world as you are, not as the world is, as your inner world changes, it does seep out to where you see the outside world change as well. It's because of all this inner change that's going on with you. So I'm loving this for you. This is a great new moon energy for you. So definitely, it's worth, this experience and this information that you learn, and you are so, you're ready to let these things go too, because this is like you are at this, like I said, almost so exhausted that the next week, this is that death and that rebirth. This would be like the Ten of Swords. You're like, I'm done. I'm ready to let it go. And with this Ace of Swords, you do have the power to do so. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to leave the reading here, and just know that in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly readings for each of the zodiac signs, weekly energy updates, new moon, full moon readings like these, and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you can select to be notified immediately. And also, if you're enjoying these readings and you want to share them with other people outside of sharing the link, something that you can do is give me a little thumbs up and click that like button, because that allows the YouTube algorithm just to share these with other people and make it like a recommended video. So the more likes there are, the more it puts it out there. So if you want to do your part to share in that manner, then I definitely appreciate that. No pressure ever to do that, but if you do, thank you so much. Okay, and I'm going to leave the video here. Just know that each and every second of every day that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing 3-week period around this super new moon, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.